wing woman story. Yo.
Welcome back.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say that's gonna be on there. Like I cut post clap.
That's a fact. My bad. Welcome to the Gentlemen's Club podcast. I am Cardell. This is
Amanda.
over there in the back, the guy who really pushes all of the buttons and creates the energy.
It's your man, Podcast Poppy, in the building, a.k.a. Zach, a.k.a. Jaden's dad, a.k.a. the man that pushes the buttons. We in here.
I like that. That was a great alley-oop to you, sir.
Welcome to episode 60 of the Gentlemen's Club podcast.
Wow.
I like
We're
it.
out here.
I respect it. I am fresh back from whooping this woman's ass in a beautiful game of bags
Now you know that ain't true.
against her family.
You know that ain't true.
was-
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't see. I was there, but I didn't see.
Zach, just to recap what occurred, I beat Ashton twice in bags, and we played twice. So that was a 2 for 2.
You know, it's actually, I'm glad that we brought this up.
He's quiet over there.
I heard that you took some L's at the pool table recently, too.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's true. Oh.
Okay.
He waited for the podcast to say that.
Okay.
I forgot to bring it up.
Oh,
but since we're talking about competitiveness.
Okay. I know what you're saying. And yes, that is true. I don't know about that bags game. The wind was going crazy. Different kind of scenario.
Oh, he bringing up the wind.
Those bags are heavy, my friend.
I don't know about
We had the same wind.
But if it's downwind
Oh.
and upwind, those are different things.
Let me tell you something. If you have to bring up the different type of scenarios of like gusts of winds,
Then I took
it's
an
like,
L.
yo, it was coming from the east. It shouldn't have been doing that.
That means I took an L.
Yeah, you took an L, my guy.
All right, cool. We took an L. We got social.
Yeah.
It was really cool because when you brought it up, like I was like, I got my own situation going on, but I still want to go. And Zach was like, I was actually kind of
I
surprised.
was so surprised, too.
What?
That
Because
Zach was like, let's go.
He said, "No, I'm down."
Yeah.
He's like, "Ash, I'll come grab you. We in there." But
I'm a social butterfly, guy.
you
Yeah.
are
I wanna be.
when
No,
you
but I
when
told you
can.
guys last minute and everything, too. So I was
But
like,
when you can, but I was really surprised. It was just like there was no hesitation. There was no like, oh, I might have this and this going on. You were just like, oh no, we in there. Ash, I got you. We gonna pull up.
I appreciated it so much.
Yeah,
Thank you guys for coming.
It was cool,
No,
man.
thank you for
it
the
was,
invite.
yeah, it was nice to be able to kick it, be around you and your family and whatnot,
Yeah.
and lose ish in bags. I guess
Ish.
I did start out talking big shit.
Yes.
I can't lie to
He
you.
did.
Yes.
No, he got up the table. It was like, oh, I'll beat you real quick. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Which I love smack talk. So that's like,
Which
yeah.
that should have been what triggered me to bring that comment up. I'm so glad I remembered
Yeah.
right now.
That's crazy. But yes, I do lose in a few pool games and whatnot. It happens.
My man's told me he was on a tear that night.
That is a fact. Yo, you know what though? That's one thing I don't like because this happened. Because we was with JP. Went out with JP recently,
And I saw JP too. Shout out to him.
Yeah. Shout out JP, man. That's my man. Went out with him and he won like maybe 1 or 2 games, and then next thing you know, he wasn't giving me my respect when it came to the table the same way anymore, and I didn't like that. And that's the thing that sucks. Like you could be off that night, and now your whole entire legacy of being nice
It's challenged.
but it's like it's out of here.
Yeah,
like
no,
now
that's-
you
that's
trash
fair.
forever.
The problem is that this person has a reputation for being a pool shark, and when he gets serious, shit doesn't go other people's way. So regardless if you were off or not that night,
Yeah.
it doesn't look good for you.
No, and trust me, and I know that. And to be real with you, we were just playing. We're in the. Never mind. I was going to bring up the
I was gonna
environment,
say-
and while
I was going to tell you, you weren't the only person that he took down. that
yeah,
night.
for sure, yeah, absolutely, man. But yeah, I don't like that shit. That was tough, man. We haven't really captured much. We've been trying to get away from like all the things that's going on in the world and whatnot, but there has been some things that's happened that we haven't had a chance to talk about.
Some shifts.
So
Yeah,
a lot of shifts
yeah.
and things.
And I was sitting at home like, oh my God, like we got to talk about this, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Where's the pod?
Yeah.
Right. And it might be it's slightly removed, but there's more information that came out, right? So Bill Cosby got out, right? there. I know a lot of people were defending and supporting this.
Disgusting.
Because he got off on a technicality, not because he was innocent.
Yeah.
Right.
If the gloves don't fit.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of those situations do happen. But he wants to do like a comedy tour. And what was the other piece of that you said?
His spokesperson came out and said that he should be compensated for all the time that he had to spend behind bars. I saw that yesterday, actually.
Okay.
So here's a two-prong question, or not question. Here's a two-prong, statement about the whole thing.
Okay.
Bill Cosby hasn't been funny in like 50 years.
I don't know Bill Cosby to be funny. Like
he's the pudding pop joke guy, which
the Jello on the pudding.
Right, yeah. That hasn't been funny for like 50 years.
That's true.
I don't even think my parents think that's just funny. So going on a comedy tour, that's weird. You haven't made money off of comedy in a really long time.
And your audience wouldn't even be able to make it to.
Your audience is dead.
Guys, you know who the audience is, though? No, the audience of all those supporters who are saying free Bill Cosby are going to be at that show.
No, because they don't even think he funny like that.
No, but they're going to support.
Right? No, I got you. Just for support.
I question that. I actually think that this is a reach on his part, and I think he's thinking he's going to get more support than he actually is.
That's my thinking.
The second part of my statement is that's a weird move to do once you get out of jail, bro. I'm gonna go and do something I haven't done for like 40 years. Stand-up comedy.
Maybe
He's old too. He's very old.
Like, he was trying to get out of jail. I was like, bro, I can't see. I'm blind now. I'm legally blind, so let me out of jail. But you're going to go do a comedy tour?
That's weird.
Yeah. And also, guys, like, literally, it's absolutely disgusting. If you think otherwise, like, you're disgusting.
A lot of people showed their true colors and whatnot when it came to speaking out on that situation.
That's why I go back to saying I prefer free speech on social media. I want to know what everybody's thinking. Don't censor them. I want to see it.
And like I always said upstairs, if you have to drug women to have sex with them, you are a predator. So point blank, Bill Cosby is a predator because he admitted to drugging women. So
that's a fact.
If you are denying the fact that he's a predator and you're supporting a predator coming out of jail, then you need to check yourself if you're a predator. And I don't care, point blank period. I don't have no regrets saying that. I do understand that there are racially biased things in our justice system.
Okay.
And I do accept that we are highlighting black predators. Is that my phone?
It's not mine.
Oh, okay.
First off.
We're going to have to just disconnect all these.
We take a break from podcasting and nobody respects the podcast schedule. It's fucking. I'm sorry. She was making an important point.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true.
So I just want to point out that obviously they are highlighting like black men being, and there is systematic issues with that historical context of black men being lied on. So I do understand that.
Yeah. So naturally when a black person is in any kind of situation with the law and it turns out that they are exonerated or they're excused, whatever the case may be, they're not found guilty in that sense, then naturally a lot of people in the black community are going to root for that.
Right.
Because like, damn, we just want to win because we see the way that the system looks. So I agree with you to that point, but there's way too much stuff in that for me to support.
And again, it's constantly going back to why, like, he also drugged and assaulted black women as well. Right. And we need to care about that.
Of course.
And that is not okay. And like I said, I know there's historical context of black men being lied of raping white women.
Right.
And I know that. And I know that there is historical context there. I understand that completely.
Right.
However, again, we cannot support a predator. 60 women came forward.
That's nuts.
Again, it's unacceptable behavior.
Right. I got you. I'm with you on that.
So sorry, I just had to get my thing out.
Listen, we're always gonna give you that ISO. We know that's important to you, as it's important to us for real. But you're definitely more into that. There was something else that I saw, and I think I was talking to you about it, Zach. But I saw a clip from some person in a high form of office regarding our government, right? But they were talking about censorship and whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. When somebody is spreading misinformation and they get their account suspended, that they're looking to not just suspend them from one social media platform, but for all of them.
And that's like the Trump situation that's going on right now, right? Because he was suspended off Twitter, and now he's
Twitter
going
and Facebook. And
yeah.
Yeah, I can't lie. Like I haven't seen anything about him or from him since he's left office.
Yeah, he's gone dark.
I think recently there was
Not on
something
purpose.
in regards to social media, though.
Right.
But yeah, I agree with you.
But where do you guys see that going?
It's a very slippery slope when you decide to censor everybody. It's very dangerous as far as how dictatorships are formed. When you're only allowed to speak in a certain, in a certain light, in a certain direction, with a certain view, it's incredibly dangerous.
Because what is misinformation? Because misinformation can be deemed, if
yeah.
I'm telling the truth
Yeah.
and you think it's a lie and you have more power and influence than me,
Correct.
and everything that I say is misinformation. So now that important message that people may need to hear, I get wiped off any possibility of spreading that or sharing that with anyone.
Right. It's I'm telling the truth and you guys need to hear this and I have proof, and now you get wiped off the face because it's like you said, it's deemed misinformation, or it's not following the protocol of what we want to, let the world see.
Right.
I'm very much so for let everybody speak what they want to speak. As an adult, now granted, I do believe that there should be some level of censorship for those under the age of 18.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
That being said, if you're a full-grown adult, you have a responsibility to do your own research.
True.
If you decide to listen to and believe every single thing that you see on social media, then how much free will do you really even have?
Yeah.
I feel like when you allow people without any kind of consequence to say what they want, you get a better view of who they are as individuals. And in these times specifically,
Yeah.
I want to know who everybody is.
For sure.
I don't want to guess and think that they're really biting their tongue because they don't want to lose their Facebook account. I want to know how everybody feels.
That's true.
Because
I like
it makes it easier for me to know if I want to be around you or associate with you.
Yeah. If I can trust you, period.
We talked about that with the Bill Cosby comments. If you were making a comment in support, I'm going to watch myself around you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of those men weeded themselves out, and
Yeah.
it's easier for women to identify, okay, you're not the type of guy that I need to be around.
Right.
Because when that situation happened, it's like if you're defending that situation, then you're really secretly defending your own thoughts and or past actions or
I was going to say, if you're defending those actions, it's probably because you've done some sketchy shit that you want to be defended on, and you don't want to be prosecuted for whatever reason.
Exactly.
I'm not with that shit.
And we want to see you for who you are. We want to see you for who you
No,
are.
absolutely. I'm not with that shit. I'm always going to stand against it.
Right.
I'm not always as vocal as I should be, but I'm going to say it right here, right now. I'm always going to be against that shit.
Of course.
No holds bar. I may not say it publicly, but if I see somebody I know like out here defending some shit like that, I'm going to hit you on a one-on-one. That's always how I'm going to be.
Right.
I'm going to initially come at you on a one-on-one basis and be like, yo, what's this?
Yeah.
And try to talk to you about it like, hey, man, I don't think that this is an appropriate way to approach XYZ, and asking you know me to be that individual.
Yeah, we've been there. We've been there.
But that's, again, this is what this podcast is, I think, is like men talking to other, like giving, not only men, but like giving people the opportunity to talk vulnerably with each other.
Of course.
And like being that support system for other men.
This is a place for growth.
Right.
I like that.
And as long as you're open to growth, you're welcome here.
Right.
And if you're not open to growth, then I don't really know why you are still here.
Right.
Yeah.
I say that at risk of losing followers. I don't give a shit. Like if you're gonna be the person that's champion, nah, man, they wanted it, whatever the case may be. Don't watch this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Don't listen to us speak. I don't really give a shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard you.
If you're not ready to challenge your own
Of course.
idea.
Of course.
It goes back to the reason why this podcast hasn't blown up, because we've had opportunities to put shit out there that absolutely would have blown us up. But it's about moral code.
That's fair. I respect that. Yo, speaking of predators, right? There was something that you showed me that I was disturbed to see.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know why this came on my timeline.
Yeah, your algorithms are crazy.
Maybe because but when we talk about things that, you know.
That's true. That's very true.
When I came on the podcast, all these things about.
Then I blame
right?
you. Yeah, I was gonna say then I blame you. On
Yes. Believe me, I get a lot of stuff on my timeline like that.
Because
Okay.
with no volume, just scrolling.
Yeah.
It's like
And the visuals too.
It was wild.
Zach, tell us about it.
Yeah, give us a breakdown.
So, thanks, guys. So there's this video that came on my Facebook timeline about a how would we call it
A rape prevention device.
I won't call it prevention. I guess a
Deterrent?
predator bear trap.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That is a
Good with the
rape,
headlines.
it's a rape bear trap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you would insert Amanda, please.
Okay. It is a female condom. Essentially, it is very similar to a female condom. She said in the video you'd put it on like a tampon, so you'd put it inside you, right?
Right.
And there's actually teeth on it.
Right.
So if you went out one night and then you were being assaulted, then it would literally physically injure the male
Right.
genitalia.
Yeah. There's prongs set up.
Yeah.
So
They gave you every visual so you would understand.
Yeah.
yeah. They used the hot dog.
Carrot.
There was a carrot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, like when you go in, whenever you pull out of this situation, the device comes with it, and
it has sharp
prongs that are set up so that it's like a what is it, the Chinese finger trap?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
It
harder
can't
you
come
pull,
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the harder you
The
pull,
tighter it gets.
The tighter it gets. So you couldn't get that off without some type of medical help.
So yeah, if you go to a hospital to get that off,
Right.
imagine
Yeah.
what they're going to think of you.
But I guess what was going on, it was a specific part of the country, correct?
It was Africa.
Africa. In Africa, there was a lot
South
of
Africa, right? South
Right.
Africa.
It was a lot of that. So I thought that was a great idea for that situation
On paper.
on paper. But we also went to the dark. We went to the dark
quickly
side.
broke this down.
Yeah, we went
and
to the
showed how this could be misused.
yeah, we went to the dark side of the spectrum, man.
But like I said, I do think that it could be challenging. I'm just losing my voice. I'm so sorry.
No, do you think?
So I think it could be challenging on both ends because as we see with Bill Cosby, that the predators do not get the time that they deserve.
Right.
And so in this situation, I worry that if that were to happen to a woman, that she would get a charge. If he argued that it wasn't assault
True.
and she did this to him, it could be she could get the charge
Right.
for like battery or I don't
Of
know what it
course.
would be.
Yeah, because
Mutilation or something.
naturally men would say that, oh, well, she may have wanted that.
Yes.
Could have
She
gotten upset.
trapped me.
Yeah, she got upset.
Literal trap.
Yeah, got upset with me. And, you know,
Yeah.
we even tapped that into, the opposite extreme of things that women could do.
The ex.
Yes, the crazy ex who wants to get back
Yeah.
at you. Oh, well, let's just have sex one more time. Bam, it turns into one of these scenarios. Dark side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But it's sad that stuff like that even has to be created
invented.
in the first place.
And she said that she invented it because a woman said, I wish I had teeth down there to bite.
Right.
Which, because you're, right, like, because it was a survivor saying that or something
Right.
like that. But yeah, I think it's a very extreme situation, but I think she made it to be extreme. I think she made it
for sure.
to make a statement
Of
to
course.
say, we're done with this.
Right.
So you better hope that there's no prongs down there.
Right, for sure.
It's take matters into my own hands. You're not doing anything.
Right.
So I'm going to take matters into my own hands.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Scary
Not
moments.
to
man.
compare situations, but the situation that we've been talking about off camera, it's what I did. I took matters in my own hands.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, no problem since.
Exactly. And like I said, it is very sad that we have to get to that point, or it's sad that you would even have to put yourself in that situation to get someone hurt like that. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
and I was thinking the same thing of like, so women just have to walk around with that. And that was the other conversation that we had a previous podcast of like that women do feel like we are a walking like target.
Yeah, and that shit's mad uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's really uncomfortable. Like it bothered me to think about. Like you have to live your life like this because all the different terrible things.
Yeah. And that again, the visuals on that thing
Was nuts. Because
was
all right,
crazy.
so let me break down the visuals.
Bro.
So the visual starts off like
The
as soon as he shows the video, it's a fleshlight.
Yeah.
It's a fleshlight.
I've never heard that said like that.
Well, that's technically what it's called.
That is a proper term, yes.
Most people call it.
Let's just keep going.
Flashlight.
No, just keep going. Keep going. Don't go into that rabbit hole. Keep telling your story.
I wanted to so bad. You saw it. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do better.
Yeah.
So you have a fleshlight, and then you have a dildo, and the device is inside the fleshlight, and they stick the dildo in there and pull it out, and then you get to see.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know how this is Facebook appropriate just based off of the first 5 seconds.
Yo, for real,
because
because when you were talking about it, he's like, yo, something came across my timeline. It's like, I don't know what kind of algorithms I was looking at. And then when you showed me the video before you even had volume on, he was like, yeah, I watched that without volume. And it's just like, you just see a dildo go into a fleshlight, you pull out, and then it's like, it looks like a condom. And then they show what it looks like when you try to just rip it off. Yo, it was nuts.
It was a bloodbath.
Yeah, your algorithms are crazy,
destroyed
bro.
the dildo. I was like, yo.
Crazy, brother. What are you trying to get into?
No.
And again, like I said, it definitely scared people. It hopefully scared people enough.
I'd hope so.
For sure.
Anyway.
Yeah, I was like, there was
Exactly. Hey, that feeling right there.
Yeah, that little shift. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
On a more like apparently controversial note,
Yeah.
we had Sha'Carri
Richardson.
Yeah, we had Sha'Carri Richardson. Like, whole thing happened when
Right.
we were offline.
Yeah, we were offline for a while.
Yeah.
So she tested positive for weed, right? People were
After qualifying for the Olympics.
after qualifying.
One of the fastest women, like
after
right
qualifying
now.
for the Olympics.
Is she the fastest woman alive? I don't want to say that statement, but she's very close if she's not.
I thought for as much noise as I heard and saw, she was putting up some numbers.
Yes. And if you saw have you seen the video of that race?
Yeah, that was
She was
nuts.
showboating.
And
Yeah.
she literally does it effortlessly.
Right.
Like, wow, she's so fast.
Right.
Okay, but anyways.
So either way, so she got disqualified from going to the Olympics, correct?
Yes.
Because she tested positive for weed.
Yes.
And a lot of people were supportive for her, not necessarily for the rules and whatnot, right?
Yeah. And you have a very interesting take.
I just have a pushback, excuse me, on that scenario, because if you're an athlete, especially if you're a runner, you know what the rules are.
For sure.
Like, no matter what. Mm-hmm. And even though there's been some exceptions, the Michael Phelps situation, and I'm sure a few other athletes who have broken the rules and gotten passes or able to skate by with little consequences. I feel like there's no excuse for it, in my personal opinion. And the way that she handled that, it wasn't like, oh, you guys should cut me a break. I think everybody, especially a lot of black people and anybody who was supporting her whatsoever, they felt like you should just let that slide. But rules are rules.
See, to me, I thought it was more of disappointment of the continuous rule on weed that is so outdated and has put so many black people in jail. And then you're now taking this away from another black person. Like, it wasn't, to me, it was more like, it wasn't like everybody was saying, in my opinion, it wasn't like everybody was saying this is okay.
Right.
But it was more people saying like, are you serious?
That's very true.
Like, let her be great.
Right. I do agree with that.
Yeah. But I do get what you're saying.
Yeah. The rules for running and being an athlete, the rules are the rules. But if we take that into a bigger point, the weed thing it's tiring.
And it's crazy.
Old.
And do you guys, I don't know if you guys remember Rio. There was like a lot of controversy on Rio when there was the Olympics in Rio, like in Brazil.
What happened?
It's just like, first of all, the living conditions of the athletes and all of this stuff. But
swimming team specifically got into a lot of trouble.
They were getting wasted every night.
What was Michael Phelps' buddy's name? That like he
got
arrested.
Well, he did damage to property or something.
Right.
Too.
Yeah, it was a gas station.
Yeah.
He went nuts, and then it was like, no, it wasn't me.
Did he get disqualified?
No, this was post all of his like events, so he technically like could have and should have went home, but they
Swept that.
Well, he left like right after the incident, and Brazil government was like, nah, send him back.
Yeah.
We want to talk to him.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so the argument too is that all of these athletes go out and get wasted.
Right.
they could get wasted the night before. They could
Right.
drink during the thing. Like
Right.
literally, like it doesn't matter. And we know that alcohol is so much more dangerous.
It's so much more dangerous, and it doesn't stay in your system as long.
Right. So it's like it was just the irony of that. But however, I do totally understand. Like when I saw it, I was like, why?
Yeah.
Like,
it was,
why?
Yeah, it was some bullshit. And obviously her circumstances were different,
Yeah.
but I like
Yeah, her mom passed away.
I love how she handled it.
Yeah.
That
she said,
was-
I'm human.
That was
Yeah,
so great.
tweeted.
That was so great compared to a lot of other situations where their defense and people that support them is coming out as, well, did he really do anything wrong? Did she really do anything wrong? It's different on different sides of the situation.
It was ownership on her part. It was like,
Yeah.
I knew the rule when I did it,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
This is why I did it, not making excuses for it.
It was a beautiful
But
way to handle it.
For the, for what was going on in my life, it was necessary for my overall health and,
Of course.
and benefit. And then now you have to ask yourself the question, is like, okay, why are we still testing for this? Like realistically,
Yes,
There's
that's
so many
what
other
people
things.
were saying.
To be real with you should probably be tested for alcohol. If anything.
Yes.
like
If you replace weed for alcohol, we might have some different situations.
I'm going to ask you the question: does smoking weed make anybody faster?
Slows you down, buddy. Slows you down.
I mean, I'm a little bit more impressed.
And also, like, your lung
Right, for
capacity.
I respect that.
No, your lung capacity, that would alter
changed-
your lung
it changed.
capacity.
So to answer your question, is she the fastest woman alive? No, she has the 6th fastest 100-meter
Gotcha.
dash all time.
Beautiful. That's dope.
The fastest being set in 1988. There's a Jamaican that this year
That changed that.
she getting gold.
yeah. Yeah, she changed some things.
I did see that recently. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she getting gold. So whatever. But yeah,
I got you. But that was an interesting situation. The weed thing is getting old and tired. To be real with you, I'm kind of tired of hearing and seeing about it. And there's a lot of people that I personally know. There's a lot of people that everybody knows that situation needs to be changed. 1,000%.
And I think it was also like, obviously her look is so different than what we see on the track, right? And so like,
She seems like she's authentically herself.
and she is like, honestly, she was a superhero. Like that's how I looked at her, is like she's a and she's queer too. Like she's
Okay.
non-binary, or I'm sorry, I don't want to missay this. I think she identifies as queer, or she identifies as gay. I don't want to get that incorrect.
Okay.
did you guys see the video of when she qualified for the Olympics initially?
No.
I think so. Like of how the run.
After
She ran to her grandma.
Yeah, she jumped into the stands and ran up to her grandma.
Beautiful.
She's a superhero. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's how she looked. And again, this does definitely show us that like the reality of like people are human beings. And I think that's what she said. Like, I'm human, because I think we hyped her up so much.
Yeah, for sure. That stuff doesn't get talked about enough. Like, especially no matter what you're doing, if you're talking about professional sports, entertainment, you're always held to this certain standard. You don't get the chance to be human or make that mistake.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, when you have the public eye on you on a regular basis, it gets a little weird.
I don't like that. I feel away.
And what do you think? Do you think it's a conspiracy?
I don't know, man. I saw some things. I saw some things online.
I try not to get into the
'Cause I'm like,
conspiracy
do you
thing
think
so
somebody
much
would-
Because I think a lot. Like, you could damn near call everything conspiracy if you really want to dig into it.
Right.
So I personally don't get into that.
True.
But
You guys, someone with that kind of discipline, she has to wake up probably every single day, I don't know, and run like that at her age. You think she would smoke weed a week before? Like, does that even sound right to you?
It doesn't.
with what she said was going on in her life, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I
Yeah.
get what you mean, but I don't know.
That's where the human moment comes in.
Yeah, I
I
was
just
gonna
want it to be a conspiracy.
Because
I got you. No,
because of her explanation, she was like, "Yeah, I did it."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I knew what the potential consequences could have been beforehand, but
Right.
like I said, I know that I needed that more so than not, because this could be a very different conversation if
I didn't get that relief.
she didn't get that anxiety relief.
Right.
Yeah, that coping mechanism.
Maybe, yeah, that's different. So then they canceled. What did they cancel? They canceled the Olympics because it was supposed to be in Tokyo, correct?
It's still in Tokyo.
I
It was
don't
supposed to be
believe
last
they
year.
have canceled it yet because of COVID, but they have high COVID numbers right now.
How do y'all feel about this new COVID thing that's going on? Do you think we're gonna go into?
Is it new? Sorry, I was making a joke. I was making a joke. You're like, what's up with this COVID thing?
But do you guys think we're going to go into another lockdown?
I've actually been having conversations with people about this for the last 2 weeks, and
we are acting pretty normal.
Every day, the answer is blurrier and blurrier.
I agree. Initially, when it happened, I was like, we're going to get locked down soon. But then you start to think about it.
The money.
I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to. I think they may want to. It probably might be for the best.
I think the public response is going to be much different.
Right.
I think that last year we saw a lot of businesses close their doors forever and not know that.
Yeah.
And I think from a business owner standpoint, there's going to be a lot of pushback on no. There was very clear laws of not being able to be evicted from your home and not being responsible to pay rent or your mortgage during COVID.
Yeah.
Those same laws did not exist for business owners that had to pay rent.
Good point.
For, to their landlords. And they weren't allowed to be open and operate, and they were still required to pay rent. And there's especially, restaurants within the first 5 years. This is something that I've learned. Restaurants in the first 5 years.
Go visit Russo's.
They very much so. Thank you. They very much so operate month to month,
right?
Financially,
of course.
And when you don't give them the opportunity to make their regular income, and they have to start making decisions, and they are still by law, their landlord can still evict them if deemed, because at the end of the day, the landlord says, well, I still got to pay my mortgage on, my loan, whatever the case it may be. So, I still want my money.
Right.
I don't really care if you haven't been able to be open or you've only made $700 for the entire month or whatever the case may be.
Right.
If you don't pay me, I'm kicking you out. And from a business owner standpoint, if you get told that you have to shut down your business again, I can very much so see a business owner that barely made it through the last time is going to have a response of, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm not shutting down.
And a lot of people, I think in Joliet, there was like a boycott, wasn't there?
For sure.
There was a boycott of like the capacity and all that stuff. They just like opened.
There were mad places that were at full capacity.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And
because they needed it at that point.
I don't think people are going to change that until if this these two different kind of strains, or however many different strains that are out there, these different variants of COVID start hitting.
Well, like I said,
still don't think it will change it.
In most countries, they're still on lockdown. Like we're like
Canada never reopened the same way that we did.
Yeah, India's like literally like people
they're going through it.
For
real,
my
for real.
gosh,
They're
there's a lot of people.
There's
like,
mad countries looking at America. It's like, y'all just don't learn.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
and like where are the vaccines and all that stuff? They're in America,
right?
I think I saw somebody say that there are countries where people would give you their arm to be able to have access to the vaccine.
Yeah. That's a fact.
And we are one of the few countries, if not the only country, that has people not only
who
able
refuse
to
take it,
are openly refusing to get it because
they don't trust us.
I don't want it.
Yeah, or they don't.
That's
don't trust
my
it.
right.
And then there's reports coming out that California did the mask mandate. So whether you're vaccinated or not, you still got to wear a mask. They're about to change some things. And they were saying that all of the people that were hospitalized with COVID were unvaccinated.
Mm-hmm. So here,
guys, I also want to just point out I was being sarcastic with that's my right.
I know.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I know why you just said that, because unfortunately, you got to be really clear.
I was thinking to myself, like, oh no, I'm going to be taken the wrong way.
People send text messages. Anyways, one of the worst things that could have been done, and I'm guilty of this too because I stopped wearing mine. When
the no mask mandate,
no mask mandate is if you're vaccinated. It's cool for everybody that is vaccinated.
Yeah, but the signs come off now. The signs aren't on stores anymore. Like you should wear a mask. They're gone.
It's very normal to just see people without masks.
I do still see the signs on doors, but it's a new sign now. It's like, if you're fully vaccinated, you're not required to wear a mask anymore. But it's illegal to ask somebody to prove that they're vaccinated.
Exactly.
Again, another crazy like situation. Like you can get pulled over and like you have to take everything out, but like you can't ask somebody.
Yeah.
Like it's just like bizarre. The rules are bizarre. You know what I mean?
Well, it's different. It's it's HIPAA laws, 1, and 2. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, it's an officer of the law. They can ask you for
Yes.
very limited information without probable cause, which most people don't know that.
That's a fact.
But yeah, no, like it's if you're fully vaccinated, you're not required to wear a mask. You're never gonna know if I'm fully vaccinated or not.
Except on the planes, you do right now. You have to show the vaccination card, I believe, right? You gotta have to take a.
Aha!
It's getting tight.
You have to take a
It's getting
test. Excuse me. You have to have a negative COVID test to get on the flight.
Even with a vaccination card.
Yes, because I know
the-
my family just did it. So
Because the variant is
Oh fuck! Now
you can transmit COVID. No, they're saying that
Well,
it's
yeah.
you get what
yeah, it's
how
like within
COVID
24 or 48 hours before your flight, you have to get a negative COVID test, I believe.
I'm so glad you told me this because I'd have been at the airport ass out.
yeah.
I think like when you get your flight, they do say that or whatever. But
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if that's all states. I don't.
Southwest Airlines ain't told me shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They ain't
so-
even send an email or nothing like that.
Somebody in my family went to Hawaii and they had to do it for Hawaii. I don't know if that's because it was Hawaii.
It's
I'm
still
not
in the
sure.
country.
Hawaii-
though.
Hawaii- yeah.
Because they're
Granted,
indigenous.
you're
They're
leaving the
indigenous
country.
out there.
Hawaii
Yeah.
is a hot spot.
Yeah. Okay.
Rough
Tourists
times,
and
man.
I just
whatnot.
made up a word, but nobody heard it. It's okay.
What did you say?
I have no idea. I couldn't repeat it if I tried.
So I don't know how I feel about it, man. I'm curious to see what happens. I'll say that. I'm curious to see what happens.
Please don't say that. Like that would be devastating.
I'm not in a negative. I'm just curious to see what happens and where it goes.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
I know people are talking about these other strains of COVID, but this hasn't made news to where everybody should be worried. But at the same point in time, you have other people who are saying like, yo, get your supplies now. So we don't have the same
Toilet
repeat.
paper.
Yeah, so we
incident.
don't have the same repeat that happened last time.
You know, I've been meaning to order a case of baby wipes, and I haven't done it. I think I'm going to do it now.
You should get that out the way, just in case. I think you should get your stuff just in case.
I like how he's like necessities.
Right.
First.
Because I think that, because you know what I think is going to happen? I think that people who are vaccinated, they're not really going to care about catching it because they're going to feel like they can't die from it. So people are going to continue as usual. And I think it's going to be another spike.
It could get scary hours out here.
I think.
sure.
That's what I think.
For sure. Now, one more thing, and then we'll wrap up. Ashton, you had a question right before I hit the record button, and I didn't know where you were going with it. You're asking about how do you like to party?
Yeah,
And that sounds really terrible.
it does.
How do
Saying
you
it
like
out
to
loud.
party?
It does, but and it sounds yo. I just realized
Sorry.
that like I was curious on what you guys'
Yeah.
ideal
Yes,
party
yes.
situation is like. I mean, I've thrown a lot of parties before. Zach, you've hosted a lot of different things. Amanda, we were just at a family event with you. Was that your ideal kind of party situation?
I mean, it was outside and it was a gorgeous day. So
Right.
that those two things are like ideal.
That's all you need?
Not all I need, but like I feel like those are ideal for like, you know, a situation. It was like breezy, like not too hot. We had some shade.
That's a fact. Okay.
But I think there's like other elements. Like I wish we could have had like some music, but again, white people backyards are not like bumping.
That killed me.
And it's facts.
To be fair, I had a good time.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was
No,
great.
but I'm just saying, like,
Good conversation
yeah.
works no matter what.
Yes.
And y'all had a few Trulies out there, so it was decent.
Yeah, I was trying.
I respect it.
I think we drank all of them.
That's true. I felt bad about that actually.
I literally just gave you guys them. Like I didn't even ask. I just
Right.
like put them on your table.
But the thing is, when you gave them to him, I looked at Zach. I was like, she fuck with us.
Oh, for sure. And I think she knew the flavors too, because
She
like,
did.
I was like, all right,
She
bet.
gave
Period.
yeah. It worked out, so that was dope. But Zach, what about you, man? Like, what's your ideal party like situation?
So the kind of parties that I enjoy are good music in the background. It does not have to be too loud.
Okay.
I actually prefer it not to be too loud because I like to have intimate conversations.
Yeah.
While I am, doing gatherings, I don't even consider them parties.
Right.
Because anybody that has known me for we'll call it 7 years.
Right. I wouldn't peg you to be the party guy.
You're a gathering type guy.
You are the gathering kind of guy.
Me too. I'm not a guy though.
I have thrown many parties.
Right.
I have hosted parties at many clubs.
Right.
All types of stuff as far as like sections and all this other stuff. Not the point. So I'm like, my biggest thing is like catching up with the people that I'm close with and being able to have intimate conversations about, how's life going, where you at with, XYZ.
Right.
How, are you reaching your goals?
Right.
Let's dream a little bit.
That's true.
Let's talk about space.
Potentially. So those are the kind of parties that I enjoy. Now the kind of parties that I've partaken in are straight up like nonsensical atmosphere. It's lit.
Okay.
I have had shutdown parties. I have had it where my table and section has been comped by managers of clubs because me and my group always bring up the vibe of the overall club with our energy.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
This was in my heyday. I couldn't stay awake long
Heyday.
enough
I was
to
about
do
to
that
say
shit.
that.
Heyday.
I couldn't stay.
My back hurt.
So I went to bed at like 8:30 the other night. And like there was no issue with my morals with it. I was like, nah, I shouldn't be doing this. I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to bed.
Right.
So
yes, that sounds great.
So I'm a much different individual now, but I just think back at like some of the situations and parties that I've been a part of and some of the parties that I've hosted. I've always thrown like kickbacks.
Okay.
It's always been kickbacks. It's always been a bonfire going on in the back that I had nothing to do with, but
Right.
like, people wanted it, so I lit it.
Right.
And then, like I said, there's music playing in the background, not too loud, and I'm just having conversations with folks. If I have or have not seen you in a while, or just catching up, or figuring out what's the next move for everybody.
Okay, I got you.
what about you, Ash?
I struggle with I needed to start off like a full-on party, not a kickback. I need to start off a full-on
You
party.
walk in and it's like lit.
And it's lit. I need loud music. I need everybody. Yep. I need loud music. I need everybody turned up, jokes, jumping in the pool, whatever the case may be. Any chaos that can happen, let's get that out the way. And as the day turns into night, then we slowly transition. So then that's when the bonfire gets started. The pool comes on, jacuzzi if there is one available. The music changes slowly. And
He's
then
really setting the mood.
all of the above. Lights, that's when we find the lights and everything like that. And, all the crazy people can slowly make their way out. And then all of my close people, y'all stay.
Vibey people.
Yeah, y'all stay.
And that's when you have the really good conversation.
And that's when we transition.
Yeah.
That's my joint. That's my way I like to do it.
The 5 a.m.s.
Yes.
The sun's
But-
coming up and we still talking.
But those, to be real with you, as long as we keep everything cool and smooth and the music is good, I'm big on the music. If there's no music, I have an issue. If there's the wrong kind of music, I have an issue.
For sure.
Music got to be perfect.
Music has to match the situation that's currently going
Again,
on,
don't
for
play
sure.
country because I'm out. I will be out of there.
I don't know, man. There's a few country
I
joints.
do know. No, I do know.
Absolutely
I'm
not.
That's fair.
Absolutely not.
I'm with you on that one. That works.
That's not my vibe.
For sure.
But I said I like games because I feel like
Yeah, you said that.
I like games because
What kind of games we talking like?
no, like I like the games where it gets you out of your comfort zone a little bit because I feel like if there's a situation where there's people you don't know that well, you get to know them through the game.
That makes it
so
fun.
like yeah, if the conversation again, I could talk to a rock, but
Yeah.
like some people don't have like some people are like kind of like they don't open up as much.
Are we talking about like drinking games, or are we just talking about games in general?
Either way, like I love conversation games. Like I love asking questions or like the question games.
Cards Against
Have you
Humanity.
ever done this or
Do you feel like Cards Against Humanity
Never
is a
have
good
ever.
like?
yeah, I mean I think it's like outdated.
Okay,
Cards Against Humanity, but
Right.
a similar game to that.
I got you.
Oh, you got to get a newer pack. It's an upgrade pack.
Oh yeah,
There's endless Cards Against Humanity
Yeah.
upgrade packs.
Really?
Oh yeah, go to any department store. I promise you. You go into the game.
it's
section,
called something. Do you know what I'm talking? Do you know what it's called?
There's the meme game.
No. I mean like the extension pack. I'll tell you.
The
off
meme
camera.
game didn't hit for me.
Okay.
That didn't hit for me.
I
Oh,
didn't
that's
like it
funny.
either.
Yeah.
No, I play games where you ask questions like where you're like, what's the craziest thing you've ever done? Or what is the...
So never have I ever.
Similar to that, but it's like a card game.
I played a game of Never Have I Ever, and I got judged mad hard. I was like,
I can't do never have I ever with majority of the people that I come in contact with. Just keep it in the book. I just can't.
Why?
Because
there's always that one question where everybody's looking at you, just like, word? And it's like, all right,
because-
man, I thought we were all going to be honest.
But I
here.
love when I find out things. I'm like,
no, but you know what happens is when you start off, it starts off, oh, never have I ever gone bungee jumping. It's just like, okay, I have and I haven't. But then you can only do that for so long before it's like, okay, bro, like,
we know everything about you.
yeah, it's like we're only touching the surface, so it's gonna be important to really get into some shit to make it interesting.
No, see, the game that I played, it got deep, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
But see that, and
If you're not saying sexual ones, get out.
honestly,
that's that's what I'm saying. It could go either way. It's either traumatic or sexual, or it could be something wild. But most people are not going to open up with that. After a while, it starts getting dry, and it's like, okay, I feel like I need to turn this up. So it's like, never have I ever.
What?
I had the mental blurt button already in my head. All right, okay, we're good though.
I'm doing better. I need my credit. I had a perfect one, and it was one that I have not done.
Say it.
No,
Can you bleep it?
I can bleep it.
It's all good, man. Don't worry about it.
No, but
Sad.
but that
yeah, I don't like the never have I ever's, but I like to play a game called We're Not Really Strangers. Have you guys heard of this game?
No.
It's like where you get really deep. Like you ask random people like questions that are very, very deep and get to know you game.
I do that to everybody I know.
You would love this game. You would love this game.
I never forget this motherfucker.
That works, man. But you know what? That happens right as the sun's about to go down.
Yeah.
That's
when
the
you
part
get
of the
really
situation.
deep. Yeah.
For sure. Where are we at on time?
It's time.
It's time? Okay. This was episode 60.
You way off. Like you 10 off, right?
No.
No, he's right with the number 60.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, because he started.
I heard 50. I'm sorry. I really called you out too. I'm so sorry.
This is episode 60 of the Gentleman's Club
Podcast.
We're rusty, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay. We'll get it right. I missed the button. Shit.
No more days off, man.